Well, let's do some questions based on cone. Okay. Mhm. Okay, write down this question. The radius and height of a right circular cone, means right cone. The radius and height of a cone are in the ratio of 5 is to 12, and its volume is 2512 centimeter cube. Find the curved surface area and the total surface area of the cone. Take pi as 3.14. Okay, so here the radius and the height of the cone, only the ratio is given. So if you say radius is equal to 5x and height of the cone, height height of the cone is 12x. Its volume is given, right? Volume is given. Volume is 2512 centimeter cube. So let's say this is also in centimeters and this is also in centimeters. So now what is the formula of volume of a cone? Volume of cone. What is the formula? Cone volume is equal to 1 by 3, okay, pi r square h, right? Mm. 1 by 3 pi r square h. So now in place of volume we put 1 by 3 pi r square h, and that is equal to 2512. Now 1 by 3 pi we have to take as 3.14. R square is going to be 5x into 5x, and h is going to be 12x, is equal to 2512. Okay, now what we need to do is this x into x into x will become x cubed. This everything else we go to the right hand side. 2512 into 3 by 12 5 is 60, 3.14 or 6 is so 8. Okay. So I'm just calculating it. 942. 1, 2, 3 by 942. So this will get cancelled by 3. 3 3s are 9. 3 1s are 3. 3 6 are 12. So x cubed equals 2512 by 316. No, sorry, 314. So this will get cancelled by 2. This will also get cancelled by 2. No, don't do that. That's wrong. Okay. So this will get cancelled by 2. So 2 10 ones are 2, 2 5s are 10, 2 7s are 14, and 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 5s are 10, 2 6 are 12. Okay. Now 157, let's try multiplying it with 8. 56, 55. Yeah. So 157 multiplied by 8 is 1256. So x cube is giving us 8. That means x has to be 2. So your x is 2. From here you have found out x. So if you have found out x, that means you can find out the actual radius and the actual height, right? So radius r is equal to 5x is equal to 5 into 12, which is equal to 60 centimeters. And height is 12x, which is equal to 12 into 12, which is, oh sorry, 5 twos are 10 centimeters and 12 twos are 24 centimeters. So this is your radius and your height. Now we need to find the curved surface area and total surface area. Now see, for cone, let's recall the formula for curved surface area and total surface area. Curved surface area is pi RL and total surface area is the same thing plus pi r square. So it's pi r into L plus r. Okay. So now we can easily find out the total surface area and curved surface area. But for that, we need to first find out L. So how do we find out L? L is equal to under root h squared plus r squared, which is under root 10 square is 100, 24 square is 576. Okay, which is going to be 676. And that is the square root of 26. Sorry, that is the square of 26. Okay. So, yeah, this is why you must memorize squares and square roots up till 30. Remember, squares and square roots up till 30 and cubes and cube roots up till 10. Okay, you must memorize it. So this is in centimeters. Now we found out L. The next thing we need to do is to find the curved surface area, pi which is 3.14, R, which is 10, into L, which is 26. 816.4 centimeter square. This is the curved surface area. Always remember to put the units. And then let's come to total surface area. This is going to be pi r L plus pi r square, or in other words, pi r into L plus r. So the total surface area is going to be 3.14 into r, which is 10, into L plus r, which is 26, plus 10, which is 36. Okay, L plus r is 36. So this is 1130.4 centimeter square. If anyone is getting a different answer, please let me know. It could be that I could be having uh, calculation errors, but I'll check the answer anyway. It is, yes, 1130.4 centimeter square is the total surface area, and 816.4 is the curved surface area. So this is going to be the answer. Kindly note it down. Okay, after this, let's do another question. Okay, now let's do another question. A cone of height 8 meters has a curved surface area 188.4 square meters. Find its volume. Okay, so see over here, they have only given us the height, right? But for volume, what do we need? What is the formula for volume? Volume is 1 by 3 pi r square h, volume of a cone. But for volume, we need the r square, r also. Yeah, we don't have the r. So for that piece of information, they have given us CSA, curved surface area. So let's try and see how this will go. So let's say you will write your answer like this. Let radius is equal to r meters, and height is already given. Slant height equals L meters, and height is already given as 8 meters. Okay, then your curved surface area is going to be what? pi r L, right? And this is given to you as 188.4 meters square. So pi r L equals 188 plus 4.4 meters square. But L is not given. So in place of L, now we know that L can be, this is the important important step of this question. You have to write L as under root h square plus r square. Okay. You have to substitute this formula of L inside this formula. So then it becomes pi r into L is what? Under root h square plus r square gives you 188.4. Acha, h is already, we know what h is. H is 8. So in place of h, let's just put the value. So pi is 3.14. R is as it is into under root. H square is 8 square is 64 plus r square as it is equals 188.4. Now you take the 3.14 to the other side and the variables will remain as it is. So r root 64 plus r square equals 188.4 divided by 3.14. So this is 8840 by 14. Mm. We have to just cancel these things up to 15, 2 sevens, 2 nines, 18, 2 fours, 8, 2 twos, 4, and 0. What is 157 into 6 is 6 are 42, 36 plus 4. No, 7 fives are 6 5 30 plus 4 34. 9. Okay, so 942. All right. So that means 156 into 157 into 6 is 942. So this is equal to 60. Okay. This is your r root 64 plus r square. Okay. Now let's square both the sides. Squaring on both sides because we need to get rid of this square root. Okay. R square into 64 plus r square. Squaring both sides. This is equal to 60 ka square is 3600. Okay. Now let's bring everything to the other side and solve it like an equation. This becomes 64 r square plus r to the power 4 minus 3600 is equal to 0. So what we have done is we have brought the 3600 to the other side. Okay. Now just think of r square, or if you remove this from here, never mind, I will just do it in the next step. Okay. I'm just rearranging the terms. R to the power 4 plus 64 r square minus 3600 is equal to 0. Now treat r square as a variable, say t. Okay, this is one way in which you can solve equations which are of the fourth power, but they don't have uh, any term of degree 3. Any term of any cubic term they don't have. So in such a case, you can take r square as any other variable t. So this becomes t square plus 64t minus 3600 is equal to 0. Okay. Now this we can solve using splitting the middle term. We can factorize this. Okay. So 3600. How about 36 and 100? What is 100 minus 36? It is 64, right? So this is t square plus 100t minus 6 minus 36t minus 3600 equals 0. So t into t plus 100 minus 36 into t plus 100 gives you 0. So t minus 36 into t plus 100 is equal to 0. Now see, here is a concept that take a close attention to this, okay? See, if you have two numbers whose product is 0, then that means either of these two numbers has to be 0. Only then you are getting 0, right? Either A is 0 or B is 0. For example, if I tell you some number multiplied by some number gives me 0, then that means, for example, if I say 5 into something is 0, then you know for sure that the other number has to be 0. Otherwise, you won't be able to get 0 as the answer, right? Or both the numbers could be 0. Then the answer will be 0. So when you have a product of two numbers is equal to 0, then that means either this is equal to 0 or this is equal to 0, right? Again, if A into B is 0, then either A is 0 or B is 0. Okay. But in our case, see, if t minus 36 is 0, that means t turns out to be 36. And what is t? T is r square. R square is turns out to be 36. That means r is 6. But in the other case, if t plus 100 equals 0, that means t will become negative 100. And what is t? T is nothing but r square, and r square is negative 100. That means r will be under root negative 100, which will turn out to be an imaginary number, right? This is not a real number. This is something you will study in higher standards, but this is not a real number. And a radius cannot be an imaginary number. It has to be a real number. So this is not going to be an option. The correct option will be this one. Okay. So you will say that r is 6. Radius is 6. From where? From here. Do you want me to repeat? Did you guys understand this thing? Because it could be a little confusing at first. If you want me to repeat, let me know. Did you guys understand? So r is equal to 6. Where were we? Why did we find out r in the first place? Yes, it's because we didn't know the r, right? And in order to find the volume, we need to know r and h. So now volume is 1 by 3 pi r square h. Now we can easily find the volume. Okay, and it's going to be in meters. Meter cube. Okay, please take your time to review this. I will explain once again. Let's uh, let's summarize this from the top. Okay, see, a cone of height this has curved surface area this. You have to find the volume, but we know that volume is equal to 1 by 3 pi r square h. Okay, and we don't know over here in the question, r was not given to us, radius was not given to us, so we just assumed that the radius, let's just call it r, it's going to be something, let's call it r. Okay, and slant height is going to be something, let's call it l. Fine. Only one thing we know, that is the height, which is 8, and curved surface area is given to us. Now, curved surface area mein the important step in this question is that the L, we wrote it as under root h square plus r square. Now, after writing it as under root h square plus r square, we put that value of that L, h square plus r square, we put that in the formula, in this formula for curved surface area. And then we just put the value of h, we put pi, and we got till here. We got it till here. Now here what we did was, we squared both the sides because we have to get rid of the under root. So to get rid of the under root, we squared it on both the sides and we got this thing. Now what we need to remember, what is our purpose, what do we want to do, what is our aim? Our aim over here is to find r. You have an equation in which there is nothing except r, only the only variable is r, right? So you can easily find the value of r. Just like, for example, when we have if you have an equation, x square plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. This is called a quadratic equation, right? And in this, you can always solve this equation for x, right? You might have studied it in your polynomials chapter, that you can solve this equation for x, you can find the value of x. Okay, just like, for example, if something is given to you, 2x is equal to 2x is equal to, let's say, 8. Okay, this is a linear equation in one variable, so you can easily find, okay, that means x is 4. Yeah, this is a linear equation in one variable. This is a quadratic equation in one variable. So remember, as long as there is only one variable in an equation, you can always find out that value, the value of that variable. But here what we had was, we had a, this was an equation. This is okay, this is a linear equation, this is a quadratic equation. A cubic equation can be something like x cube plus 3x square plus 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. This is a cubic equation in one variable. And over here also, you can factorize this and find the value of x, because this is a cubic equation in one variable. But this one is a higher degree equation. This one is not even cubic, it's higher than that. Okay, the power of the degree of this equation is 4, fourth degree. So we saw over here that, okay, I can just think of this r square, because you, if you want, you can compare this with the quadratic equation. In the middle you have, let's say, r square. If you think of it as another variable t, then this thing becomes t and this thing becomes t square. It becomes a quadratic equation, which we know very easily how to solve. That is why we took this as r square equals t. If you want, and if you're an expert at this sort of stuff, if you know how to solve equations very well, then you don't even need to do this. You don't even need to write r square equals t. You can very easily just write it as, over here you can replace all of these. I'm doing it temporarily. You can just keep writing r square, and then this thing, r to the power 4, r to the power 4. Here it will become r square. Here it will become r square. Here it will become r square. Okay, r square, r square. If you are an expert, you won't have to replace the r square with a t. You will be able to do it anyway. Okay, but since I figured you guys might get confused if I'm writing r square, because you are more comfortable with solving quadratic equations in which the middle term is only a term of degree 1. That is why I said you can just replace it with t, so it becomes easier. Okay, so now t is some variable and we know what t is. Okay, let's not lose track of what t is. We have written it somewhere, we have marked it, highlighted it, so that we know, we remember what t is. So then we solved it, we did middle term splitting, and we got t minus 36 and t plus 100. Now we came at this juncture. Now we will say what to do from this piece of information, what to do. So this piece of information suggests, it tells us that, what is t again? R square, right? So r square minus 36 multiplied by r square plus 100 is 0. But we know that if the product of two numbers could be two brackets, the product of two brackets is 0, then either the first bracket is 0 or the second bracket is 0. Yeah. So, but over here, the second bracket cannot be 0, because r square plus 100 equal to 0 means, if r square plus 100 equals 0, that means r square has to be minus 100, which is not possible because here r is a radius. How can length be an imaginary number, right? So we discarded the second possibility and we said r square minus 36. This has to be 0. That is why r square minus 36 is 0, meaning r is equal to 6. That is how we got r is equal to 6. Okay. So now we have gotten our r, our radius, and now we can easily find the volume. Because when we go back to the question and see, okay, what were they asking us? They were asking us the volume. So volume equals, we know the formula, 1 by 3 pi r square h. H was given in the question, r we have found out, so we can solve this. Okay. All right, so let's move on. Okay. Okay, let's do this question. The surface area of a sphere, the surface area of a sphere of radius 5 centimeters is 5 times the area of the curved surface area, 5 times the, sorry, 5 times the curved surface area, CSA, of a cone of radius 4 centimeters. Find the height and volume of the cone. Okay. So here, two different figures are given to us. One is a sphere and the other is a cone. The sphere has radius 5 centimeters and the cone has radius 4 centimeters. It's given in the question. Okay. And one more thing is given, that the surface area of the sphere is 5 times the curved surface area of cone. So for the sphere, I'm going to write radius of the sphere. I'm going to write it as RS, meaning radius of sphere, because here there are two different radii. Na? And radius of cone, I'm going to write RC. Okay. And the height is not given. Height of cone is not given. So surface area of sphere of radius 5 centimeters is 5 times. So surface area of sphere is. Now always remember, when they say the word is, it translates to the symbol equal to. Okay. So surface area of sphere is 5 times, meaning 5 multiplied by the curved surface area of a cone. Curved surface area of a cone. So CSA of cone. So this is the mathematical statement that we have got, that surface area of sphere is equal to 5 multiplied by curved surface area of cone. Now, what is surface area of a sphere? It is 4 pi r square. Okay. This is equal to, and which r are we talking about? RS, the sphere, the radius of sphere, is equal to 5 times curved surface area of the cone. And we know that curved surface area of the cone is how much? Pi RL. So pi RC and L, which is the slant height. So pi and pi get cancelled. Now we know what r square RS is, radius of the sphere is, it is 5. So 4 into 5 5 are 25 equals 5 into radius of the cone is 4 into L, slant height. Okay, here 4 and 4 get cancelled. So you have L equals 25 by 5, which is equal to 5 centimeters. Okay, now you can easily find, you know the R, you know the radius of the cone, you know the slant height of the cone, you can easily find the height. So L square is equal to R square plus H square. That means H square is equal to L squared minus R squared, which is how much? L square is 5 5 is 25, minus R square is 4 square is 16. So this is 9. So if h square is 9, that means h is 3 centimeters. Okay. So one part of the question we have done. Now the rest is pretty simple. Find the volume of the cone. Volume of the cone. This is equal to 1 by 3 pi r square h, which is equal to 1 by 3 into 22 by 7. R square is, which r are we taking again? The radius of cone. Okay, don't mistake and don't take the radius of the sphere by mistake. Okay, so 50.28 centimeter cube. All right. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, let's do another question. Last question for today. A cone and a hemisphere have equal bases and equal volumes. Find the ratio of their heights. See, in this question, they've given a cone and a hemisphere, but in your exam, you could have any two different figures. Maybe a sphere and a cylinder, maybe a hemisphere and a cylinder, anything. Okay. So they are saying a cone. Let's draw a cone. A cone and a hemisphere have equal bases, meaning that the radii are the same. Okay, so they have the same radii. They have the same bases, and equal volumes. So volume of cone is equal to volume of hemisphere. Let's now we don't know their heights. Height meaning, see what is height of hemisphere? Can someone tell me? Height of hemisphere is nothing but its radius itself. Look at it. If you look at a sphere, okay, take a sphere and you just cut it down at the middle. This is the radius, and if this is the height of the sphere, then it is twice of the radius, right? Because from here to here it is r, and here to here also it is r, so the height of the sphere is 2r. But in case of a hemisphere, in case of a hemisphere, what is the height of the hemisphere? It is nothing but the radius of the hemisphere. Okay, so they are asking us to find the ratio, and we remember the radius of the hemisphere is the same as the radius of the cone. So height of they are asking us to find, this is r, and this from here to here, this is h. To find h by r, find the ratio of their heights. Okay, for that we need to use this formula. Okay, so volume of cone, what is volume of cone? Volume of cone equals volume of hemisphere. It is given in the question. Volume of cone equals 1 by 3 pi r square h. And volume of hemisphere is 2 by 3 pi r square, pi r cube, sorry. 2 by 3 pi r cube. Pi and pi get cancelled, 3 and 3 get cancelled. R square get cancelled with r cube, only r is remaining. So we are left with h is equal to twice of r. That means h by r is equal to 2. That is the answer. Or if you want to write it in the ratio form, then you can write h is to r is equal to 2 is to 1. Yeah. Any doubts in today's class, anyone? Okay, I need all of you to tell me whether your winter vacations are going on, or if they are not going on, then when will they start? Yes. One by one, please tell me. Arya,
Yes,
please unmute. Yes. Are your winter vacations going on?
yes.
Till when are your winter vacations? When will your
Till
school
next
start?
Monday.
Next Monday. Okay. Uh, Sayed Zaid,
Yes, ma'am.
are your winter vacations going on?
Yes, ma'am.
When is your school gonna start?
January 7th.
Okay. And Yatika, yes, Yatika, when are your winter vacations? Are they going on or not?
Yes, ma'am, we're gonna finish this.
Okay, they're going on. All right. Fine. So, any doubts in today's class?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Please note down the answers, and when you're done, you may leave.
Ma'am, I just wanted to inform you that this coming Wednesday I have my maths exam.
Okay, please tell me the syllabus of your test or exam.
Triangles and quadrilaterals.
Triangles and Yatika, right? Is this Yatika?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And triangles and quadrilaterals. Acha, the previous teacher, had she finished these two chapters with you guys?
Yes.
These two chapters are finished? Okay, fine. So I will inform the team and they will conduct a test for you. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
For your revision of these two chapters. Okay.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Yes.
Is this max class actually? Is this the right class or I joined any other classes? Wrong.
Okay. This is ninth grade math class, which is just about to end.
Okay, I'm also ninth. Actually, sir used to take my class.
Okay. I think you can your class timing is